How is everyone doing? It is the Gaming Sane 97 here, and I am back again with another pretty short video on a hypothetical between two powerhouses, Broly and Jiren. Now, what exactly would happen if these two were to meet, and if they were to fight, who would come out on top? Well, I am here with my thoughts on that, and I'm going to break them down into two rounds. So the first round will be Super Saiyan Broly versus Standard Jiren. Now what I mean by Standard Jiren is the Jiren before he broke his limits that fought Complete Ultra Instinct Goku. That's another thing, Complete Ultra Instinct, what is that? Basically, it's just what Goku achieves with the silver hair form. I don't really like calling it Mastered Ultra Instinct because he hasn't mastered it, he's just completed the form. If he was to master it, he'd be able to use it beyond like the 1 minute that he actually used it in the anime. So I just like to call it the Complete Ultra Instinct. So if you're confused with any of that, that's just me explaining that. So in the first round, we have just the standard Super Saiyan Broly versus standard Jiren. Now in my opinion, I'm going to explain why Jiren takes this fight easy. Now Jiren was able to repel any of Goku's attacks through his invisible eye blast. Now what the invisible eye blast is that strong burst of ki energy that Jiren emits through his glare. Now Jiren is seen doing this a lot throughout the Universal Survival arc, and he just does it effortlessly, and no matter what Super Saiyan Blue throws at him, he just opens his eyes and emits an overwhelming force of ki through just his glare. Now he did this with Goku's trump card, his Spirit Bomb. Now it's safe to mention that on top of the Spirit Bomb, Goku was using his Super Saiyan Blue energy even in Kaioken form. And within that Spirit Bomb was a little bit of energy from everyone in the stand, particularly that of Universe 7, Goku's own universe, and that is a really tremendous force, that Spirit Bomb. It was so tremendous that because of the stalemate between Jiren and Goku, sort of created like a black hole sort of thing that Goku fell in, and then through that like weird black hole, Goku was able to become Ultra Instinct for the first time that we saw. Now Jiren held the Spirit Bomb back, and he didn't want to use too much of his power. You can tell that he still had a lot of power left, and he was just sort of showing, oh, I'm Jiren, I can hold this back. So he didn't really use any strength at all. It was just that sort of energy was at a stalemate, so then it created the Dark Hole, ending that ki struggle. Next, Golden Frieza fought Broly for a whole hour, and even after that whole hour, Broly was still pummeling Frieza, and Frieza was in his golden state. Now it's safe to assume that Broly was not holding back anything as a Super Saiyan, because ever since Broly begun that battle, especially after his father had died, he was always in a berserk state, and that's just Broly's character as is. Until he gets some formal training, he's always going to be in that berserk state. So if Golden Frieza can last a whole hour and still be in his form against Broly, then it comes to show that Jiren, even in his suppressed state, is far superior than Super Saiyan Broly, because Toppo, who is like way weaker than Jiren, was able to like one-shot Frieza and make Frieza look like the weakest specimen ever. Toppo as a god just completely demolished Frieza, and Jiren would completely demolish Toppo, so it makes sense that Jiren would come out on top of that one. And another thing that is worth mentioning is that Vegeta did confirm that Jiren's energy was far greater than any opponent that he has faced before, merged Zamasu included, who was in the anime actually equal to Vegeta Blue. So if Super Saiyan Broly has trouble landing a single hit on base Gogeta, I'm actually pretty sure that he doesn't at all, and Jiren is above that of Vegeta Blue, then it makes sense that way, that Jiren, even in his suppressed form, would absolutely wipe the floor with Broly. So Jiren takes round 1. Now kicking off round 2, this is the better known and the more badass version of Broly, his legendary Super Saiyan state versus Limit Breaker Jiren. Now this is the Jiren that fought Complete Ultra Instinct Goku when he sort of was backed into that corner and he let out all of his energy. So legendary Super Saiyan Jin is a massive jump in power between his Super Saiyan form, because it took actual effort from Gogeta Blue to do real damage to Broly in his legendary Super Saiyan state. Now the difference between Blue and regular Super Saiyan is tremendous. So back in Dragon Ball Z, Cell stated that if he wanted to, he could wipe out the entire solar system. Is that a statement of hubris? Maybe, but if it's truthful, then that's a solar system wiped away. Skip forward ahead, and then we get Dragon Ball Super, and Goku is still only able to become a Super Saiyan 3. So the difference in power isn't that big. Highballing it, Goku would be a galaxy level in his Super Saiyan 3 state. That's absolutely highballing it, because there are billions of solar systems in a galaxy. And do you guys really think that Super Saiyan 3 Goku at that point is billions of times stronger than Cell? I don't know, that's a video for another day. But as soon as Goku reaches Super Saiyan God, he barely has any practice with the form whatsoever, no training with the form whatsoever, and he's already at universal level. Now this was stated by the Thakais and stated by the narrator of the show. And the narrator is usually like word of God, like it's like Akira Toriyama speaking to us in a way. So jumping from galaxy level, again highballing it to universal level, we start to see the immense, like ridiculous power level between Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan, regular Super Saiyan. And Super Saiyan Blue is like a lot stronger than Super Saiyan God. There's no specifics. I think it said somewhere it's 10 times in the manga, but we're using the anime here and there's no specifics on how much stronger Blue is. We just know that it's more efficient. And Goku does force Jiren to fight seriously when he transitions from Super Saiyan God to Super Saiyan Blue. Because as we know, Jiren was using his finger to block Super Saiyan God's punches, yet when he transforms to Blue, that's when things start to take it more up a notch, and Jiren starts to fight Goku more seriously because it's a massive increase in power. So for Broly to make Gogeta work for the victory, even as Super Saiyan Blue, we can already see the crazy difference in power between Legendary Super Saiyan and regular Super Saiyan. So even though Legendary Super Saiyan Broly forced Gogeta Blue to actually fight seriously in order to be defeated, I am still under the impression that Limit Breaker Jiren would take the fight between them both, and my reasoning is because complete Ultra Instinct Goku is in a whole other league of power compared to Blue. He was able to nullify Jiren's strongest attack by merely twitching his fingers, and was able to punch Jiren dozens of times before Jiren could even realize what was happening. Now it's important to note that Jiren was able to overcome the improved version of Hit's time skip, which is called Time Prison, where his ki transcended that of time, making him invulnerable to such a technique, thus starting the debacle that Jiren is beyond time. Now despite this only getting milliseconds of practice with the form, complete Ultra Instinct Goku was able to hit Jiren dozens of times before Jiren was able to even understand what was happening. Now it is also worth noting that Ultra Instinct is something that is only attainable through a handful of characters in the known multiverse. Even Beerus, a being that has existed for millions of years, has not completed the form. It is something beyond the concept of mortals, yet Goku achieved it, and Jiren went a level further and surpassed it. A fight beyond the capabilities of even the gods of destruction themselves. And this is noted through the statements made by Whis, the look on Beerus' face when Goku achieved the form, and just the level of intensity that their fight caused. Understanding through the powers between Gogeta Blue, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and complete Ultra Instinct through Beerus' reaction. Now, when Beerus reacted to Goku completing the form, he was just astonished. He was completely surprised by the amount of power that Goku was emitting and him actually achieving Ultra Instinct. Now, at the end of the Broly film, even after them breaking reality, and Beerus wasn't really surprised. He was like, okay, so everything has solved itself. Now compare that between his reaction to Ultra Instinct, and you can sort of see that Beerus is understanding their powers to be just dramatically different to one another. So in short, through how the transformation is described, I do believe that complete Ultra Instinct in particular is vastly superior to any Blue state that we have seen thus far, even Gogeta Blue, because it's described as something that only can be achieved by the gods, alas, people that have existed for millions of years, and it's just in a completely different realm with just how Goku treated Jiren like he was absolutely nothing, even though Jiren was glaring away the entire competition for like 90% of that match. So not only does Jiren have the strength advantage and the speed advantage, but he also has the technique advantage. Now Jiren has trained all of his life with numerous characters, whereas Broly has not. Broly has only had his father to train with, who is even weaker than Nappa. Broly is a berserk beast with no fighting finesse. Now on the other hand, we get Jiren, who has plenty of techniques, plenty of fighting advantages, styles, and he just is a really good character to overcome such challenges such as hits, time skips, and adapting to Goku's fighting ability really quickly, even though he went against complete Ultra Instinct Goku. So Jiren's got the strength, he has the speed, and he has the technique advantage over Broly. Broly doesn't really have much against Jiren. The only thing he might have is his ability to improve in battle dramatically, which at the end of the film, I'm not sure if it's attributed to Gogeta being just so much stronger, but it's insinuated that Broly isn't like his original counterpart in that he does not have a limit. Broly in this film does have a limit, and he reaches it at the end of battle when Gogeta Blue beats him down excessively, and Broly just stops getting stronger. His pupils come back and he starts to lose the legendary state. Now Jiren could invoke this exact same thing because Jiren again is just vastly more powerful. And this is all just my opinion, and in conclusion, to me, Jiren comes out on top both rounds. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just let me know what you think, if you think the other way, and if so, explain your reasoning why. It's very fun to do this video. It's always been a great hypothetical of who would win because they're just two such awesome powerhouses. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please let me know what you would like to see next in a comment down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.